Today I'm working on a converted Saiga AKM, and you can see here um, the trigger job was already done. Trigger was moved forward, so we have these two extra pins here. That was already done. It was actually missing a little bit of hardware, so I replaced the hardware, and customer brought this in to get a few things done to it. They wanted the barrel shortened, and also it had a crank style brake and front sight set up on it. So removed that and cut the barrel down to 16 inches and threaded it 14 by 1. So you can see the new front sight post installed on there. The next thing we're going to do is, I think the guy that did the conversion, he did a pretty good job for not having tools, but just kind of pounded the gas block and the front sight on. And then I think he tried to maybe drill for the front pin and didn't get all the way through. So I'm not sure how far that front pin goes. And then the pin is just kind of sitting in there, and the hole is definitely too big for it. I think it's got some JB weld in there. The front sight was the same way. It had one pin in it, and it was just halfway in, and it was JB welded in place. So I'm going to go ahead and use a 3mm end mill, and we're going to put this second hole in here. Sometimes when you're reusing AK parts, when you're having to re-drill holes for pins, you'll get some that kind of look like this. So you can see there's a little bit of extra space on top of this pin. Looks like it's wallowed out. It's really not. See, this side is perfectly straight. So when you get AK parts that have already been used before and already have holes drilled in them, sometimes at least one side will look like that. So luckily this one has not been drilled. This is just a kind of like a little pilot dimple. So we can use that and go all the way through, and that'll come out really nice. I may mess with the front one, but since I'm not sure how wallowed out this stuff already is, we may just leave it alone, and this one good pin will probably be good enough. I'm not sure. I may go back and check it. So anyway, this is the converted Saiga here. The only thing I don't like about these rifles is that they're painted, and the paint comes off pretty easily. So doing a job like this, you just have to be really careful that you take care of the customer's finish, because I mean, you know, even though it comes off easily, it's still somebody else's gun, and it's kind of a pain because you have to be super careful with it. But anyway, we'll get this thing drilled out and get it done right. All right, so we're set up here in the cross slide vise, just in a pretty typical drill press. We're going to run 1250 RPM with our little end mill here, and we're gonna start it up. I broke my tripod, so I may not video too much of this for you in case I'm shaking around, but we'll get a little bit here and then show you after and show you pinning this gas block in. Alright, I'm going to cut the camera off here and we'll resume here in a minute. Alright, so we are completely through. We'll get this thing cleaned up and go ahead and get it pinned. Alrighty, got a little hole milled out there. Nice and smooth and pretty. Now we'll go ahead and get this thing pinned in place. So, gonna use a 3mm pin and get it done here. I'm saying 3mm on my pin in my end mill. It's actually not right. 2 10,000ths smaller on the end mill, or 2 10,000ths larger on the pin. I know some machining guys are going to be commenting about that, but anyway, get this thing pinned into place and get it all back together.